Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be dealing with the Weeylite S03. Now, we did the unboxing, we did a review of them. This time though, we're going to be focusing on the app because these are app-driven lights. The only thing you can do with these otherwise is turn it on and turn it off. It's all the magic happens within the app. So we're going to go through every little piece of the app. There's a couple of little quirks in there I'm going to show you and we're going to get it straightened out. Stick around near the end though. I've got a little bit of a bonus that the app works with not just this, but something else, which really expands our repertoire and makes us an awesome little system. So without further ado, let's get into the app. Now, I did forget to mention in the review I did of these lights that there is, right next to the USB port, there's a tiny little light there, so it indicates when it's charging. Also, when you have this on, but shut off on the app, it's in standby mode, this little light will blink a couple of times. So you see this blinking light. So be careful if you're going to store your lights. Make sure that they're not actually on. Check that light, because otherwise you're going to store it, you're going to come back to a dead battery. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the app and have some fun with some lights. We have the app open for you so you can see top left. If you click that, it basically says setup and your version number of the app. Next to that, we have our channels. 19 channels, which is awesome. You could have a couple of different people in different rooms and you can set your own personal channel so nobody interferes with anybody else, which is awesome. Next to that is your master power on and off. Kills everything. So that's great that it's got a master on and off. Underneath that, A, B, C, D, E, F, we have our groups. You can assign multiple lights to a single group or a single light to a group. So let's come and set an actual light up. Select channel B, then I'm going to turn light on. You see that flash? That indicates that the light is actually paired, but it's on here, it's off on the app. So let's turn it on. There you go. Now let's take this next light. We will select channel C and turn it on. There we go. So I've got one light on C, one light on B. So I can have them both on. That is really handy that you can group lights accordingly like that. Now let's get into the next piece. All right, so underneath your group you have your CCT, which is variations of white, from a very warm white all the way up to a very blue light. And you have your magenta and green fine-tune adjustment, because sometimes you get that bit of a color casting in and you can correct that. Underneath that you have your brightness, and then you have a bunch of presets built in underneath from 30 to 7,000, from 3K, sorry, to 7K pre-built. You just click, boom, it's already met at that setting, which is awesome. The top right, that little plus sign, if you click it, awesome, new scene. You can create your own custom scenes for your lights to make your life easier. And we'll get into a bit more of that at the end of this part. But you just simply type your name, hit OK, and it would save it as a scene for you. Right at the bottom, there's a bunch of little dots in a box. Click it. It drops that screen out of the way. Next to that, you have your HSL, which is basically your color wheel. You can drag your finger wherever you want. Underneath that, you have your saturation and you have your light brightness. Again, top right, you have the little X, create your custom scene. Hit the little box, drop it away. Next, we have our RGB WY, and if you're wondering, that's red, green, blue, white, and yellow is what that means. And you can do little fine adjustments to your light. Now, if you've been noticing, I'm only affecting one light because I'm only on the group C. I'm not affecting the other light. Now, next one here is the XY coordinates. It's kind of like the color wheel, and I can drag my finger around it, but the X axis is left and right. Your Y is up and down to allow you to fine tune it. And again, I have my brightness control with it underneath. Drop that away. Now we have color chip, which is a really cool feature. Roscoe and Lee, two name brand filter companies for photo and video, and you can flip-flop between the two of them. Now the one thing I did notice though, I turn it on, top right there, it doesn't do anything. You can see I'm changing them. Turn it off, now it does. For some reason that switch is reversed. I don't know why, but it is. So, and we can adjust our brightness again at the bottom. So we can close that down. Now, there might be some flashing lights here as we get into the special effects. Check it out. Boop. 26 built-in presets for you to go. We have our CCT version, which is basically just samples of white. And you can even do a little SOS there. You can come under RGB and you can do police, or you can end with a little romantic lighting. You adjust the speed, is the slider underneath. And again, our brightness. How cool is that? Well, let's look at the last couple of things we have on the app here. The first one being color picker. So when I come on here, you can see you get the little dot in the center there. That's your little target, and the light changed purple. When you can see how it changes. Now you think the little camera symbol there would kind of lock that in, but it doesn't. If you want to lock that color in, just close it down from the bottom. Now it stays locked in. Now come back under color picker. If you notice, you've got your brightness control, and on the left side there you got the little mountainy symbols. That'll open up your camera library where you can select a photo like this. So I've selected one of the photos from my album, and yes, those chips are awesome. You can cancel or choose it. We're going to choose it. Now, wherever I put my finger on that photo, it changes the color of the light. So I can get that perfect tone of color that I'm after. Now, I can just close that down. It'll stay. Or if I hit the camera symbol now, boom, goes back to the picker part. So that is very handy to have. So that's how the color picker works. Now, I did talk about the My Scenes, and that's the last part here. Now, when I click on the one I created, you see how it changed the light because I'd already pre-programmed it in the scene. Now, top right here, the three little dots, you can sort by time, type, or name. So it makes it very handy for your scenes. But yeah, that's how easy it is to create your own custom scenes. Each of those little boxes that we had, each one of these functions had a little X in the top right-hand corner. You can just simply click it and create your own scene and your own custom colors for your lights, which is fantastic. So I did say that I had something else that the app controlled other than these lights. And do you see it? Do you see what's going on? We have a new player in the game, and that is this light here. I'm going to put a link to it down below because I did an unboxing review of this, and it works with this app. This is the Weeylite K21 tube style light. It is awesome. It works with these lights. I have it on group A. There you've got group B. There you've got group C. 3 lights, 3 different groups. I can control them independently. How awesome is that? So let me just shut this app down for a sec. So that's amazing that this light works with the rest. Now, I will tell you though, on the back here, it has a little display and it has everything built in. So you can control this light completely by the back of it. It also works with the Weeylite app. And surprisingly, it works with the Weeylite Pro app with this stuff. But for your groups and channels, you need to set it on the back of this light. You simply hold the set button down and it'll bring up your channel and it'll bring up the group. So you select that, then it works perfectly with the app. But if you try doing it like with these, the way these lights do it, it'll default to group A, channel 1 every time. You have to set it in the back if you want something different. But there you go. What a complete little system, and amazing. It's small, compact. Think of the things you can do with this, and we will be playing with all these lights again and see what we can create. Maybe some awesome product photography. Anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos like this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. So, until the next time.